Perhaps many people haven't realized that the old economy comes at a cost. In many people's minds, when the economy is bad, they think all it takes is adjusting policies or releasing more liquidity to get it back on track. The economy would then recover instantly, like plants growing in the spring. But in reality, every economic recovery in human history has come with the sacrifices and compromises of millions of families. Today, we are no exception. From the signals given by recent meetings and documents, it seems this time we're going to take serious action to save the economy. This means a massive economic transformation that could affect every individual is right around the corner. The business models you're familiar with may suddenly stop working. The jobs you depend on for survival may disappear overnight. Deep restructuring is bound to be painful, but in every wave of reform, there are always people who seize new opportunities and rise above. So where is our current path leading us? Who will become the sacrifice for the rebirth of the economy? And what new opportunities are hidden within? This is today's topic. Hello everyone, I'm Wang Jiaqing. If you've been following closely, you'll know that there are two main economic themes this year. One is consumption. The other is fighting against involution. On the surface, it may seem trivial, just telling people to stop involuting and spend more. But if you look deeper, you'll find that the real goal behind this is wealth redistribution. Yes, this society is quietly undergoing a massive redistribution of wealth. And to understand this, we must start with the fundamental logic of how our economy operates. Most people know that our economy is primarily driven by debt. This model has significant advantages. It allows an economy to quickly go from 0 to 1. But it also has obvious weaknesses. Mainly, it lacks sustainability. When debt reaches an extreme level, the efficiency of the economic engine naturally declines. Many may wonder, why can't we leverage anymore? Some blame it on stagnant income. Some say it's due to housing prices. But these are just symptoms. The real reason is something most people won't accept. Most households have become wealthy. This directly leads to a sharp drop in basic desire across society. Let me emphasize, I said basic desire. What does that mean? Here's an example. In 2020, a group from the central bank released a statistic showing that the home ownership rate in China is 96%. 31% of households own 2 homes. In other words, nearly every adult household owns a home. The same goes for cars, home appliances, and daily goods. This means that things once considered essential, which Chinese people chased for decades, have essentially disappeared. Someone might say, but I don't have a house or car. Unfortunately, economic statistics and policy decisions are based on households, not individuals. From this, a harsh but realistic conclusion emerges. Once just-needed demand disappears, much of production loses its purpose. In fact, it leads to even more shocking conclusion. Most people don't need to work, or rather, can't work. From a supply-side perspective, only 2 sectors can absorb employment: production and services. But we are a production-oriented economy. The more people employed, the more overcapacity we create. That pushes the economy into a vicious cycle. So how should this be resolved? The most direct and effective way is to cut supply. We did this in the 1990s and again in 2015. But unlike then, when overcapacity was limited to a few sectors, today it's happening across society. That raises a new issue. How do you shut down so many industries at once? This is where anti-involution comes in. We've previously analyzed this in depth. If you look at recent measures like cracking down on labor outsourcing and other policies, you'll find that the goal is to increase the cost and difficulty of running a business. As uncompetitive businesses are eliminated, capacity decreases, inventory is digested, and the economy rebounds. This cycle may last 3 years, 5 years, or even 8. But however long it takes, many people's most precious youth could be lost in confusion and waiting. That's why shortening this painful period is vital for society. Once you understand this logic, you'll start to see that even things that seem illogical in society actually have reason behind them. Live commerce, for example, might take business away from physical stores, but it helps shorten the inventory cycle. Online shopping and food delivery may be ultra-competitive and low margin, but they help shift production pressure and increase service consumption. Even entertainment live streams, which may seem lowbrow or meaningless, help people feel less pain and anxiety during this adjustment period. Of course, this environment also brings opportunity. Those who are eloquent can go into sales. Those who are strong and hardworking can enter the service sector. Those who are talented can go into entertainment. The only thing you must not do is blindly produce. Simply put, don't punish the lazy or the hardworking. Punish those who produce blindly. For decades, we've lived in a production-driven society. That experience has given people a rigid mindset, the belief that production is always right. Many believe that anyone not engaged in production is worthless to society. Because of this mindset, many who aren't suited for production have been forced to create work just to keep up, opening restaurants, bubble tea shops, spending lots of money only to fail. This obsession with production ignores the diversity of value in society. For any economy that reaches this stage of development, this situation is inevitable. In a way, it's like an economic tribulation. The US in the 1980s faced it, Japan in the 1990s faced it, and now it's our turn. In this great wave of change, if you lack the ability to go with the flow, then standing still may be the wisest choice. Because in this elimination game, not being eliminated is a victory.